guest tonight is a Tony and Emmy award-winning actor, comedian. He is a legend. He is the very best in this business we call show. Please welcome my very good friend, Mr. Martin Short.
Conan, I have not seen you since the Capitol riots. Did you ever return Nancy Pelosi's stapler?
No. I got worked up. I was with the crowd. I didn't know what we were doing, and I took.
I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah.
Fantastic. You know, we are really, truly great friends.
We are.
And we share so many things. We're both Irish.
Yes.
Catholic.
Yep.
Morning drinkers, you know. You look fantastic.
Well, thank you very much, Martin. It's very nice.
You look like someone freeze-dried Prince Harry. Because there's a lot of pressure.
I would take that. I would take that right now.
No, you look good. Because listen, there's a lot of pressure to stay looking good, as you know. So how does it feel to have buckled? No, you look great. Those freckles are benign, right?
Yes, the freckles are benign.
No, you're pale. You are pale. You look like the human embodiment of Utah, you know.
You work for me. What are you doing?
No,
it's
really,
so unfair. You always get the drummer on your
you look
side.
like if you bleached bleach. That's it. like something that would appear the baseboard of Ebenezer Scrooge's bed. No, you look fantastic.
Thank
really
you so
do.
much.
And I'm excited to be here at 8 more shows.
It's 8 more. This is
you know. And who's your final guest? I'm assuming it's Jay Leno. Yeah. What did I do?
Nothing. It's fine.
If I've done something wrong, I'm going to be upset.
I keep calling him, and
he won't come.
He doesn't answer. Someone is always like, "No, he's not here right now." So.
No, it's spectacular.
Must be his maid. Yeah.
No, really, congrats. 28 years.
Yeah.
28 years, or as Matt Gaetz would call it, 11 years too old.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, no, I mean, yes.
And I'm assuming you're going to grow a long beard like Letterman. Be the tallest member of ZZ Top.
You know, I was thinking about all the people that I would most want to have as we sort of wrap things up here in the nightly format. Your name came to mind, and I kept thinking of others, but they weren't available. But no, Mr. Martin Short, there's no one who I can think of who means more to me in the world of comedy. You are the consummate professional, and we've become good friends, and I'm so glad that you could be here. We've had some good memories. You've made some incredible appearances on my show over the years.
This is my 26th appearance with you.
Is that true?
Yes.
Wow.
Starting back to the old NBC show. Yeah.
26. 26.
22 of them I walked through, but 4 I really
I was going to say, 4 were pretty good. What sticks out? Does anything stick out to you? I mean, you do so many shows.
Yeah, I remember.
I think, okay, all right.
This is hilarious. So this was the old show on NBC.
Yep.
Not the second one, the old one. And
Why?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get out the door with a little dignity. And I bring this leprechaun on to... to throw feces at me.
This was hilarious. So I had been the first guest out and, you know, kind of killed. And then I moved down the couch, and then a young actress came out.
I remember this
But
very
she
well.
was like a model that had a part, not a big part in a TV movie.
Yep.
But, you know, that was the guest you were interviewing. So you know, but I could see you like this, and I'm
You
listening.
were here. You were there,
Yeah.
and you're the way it's angled, you remember this, Andy, so the first guest is, I mean, the second guest comes out, Marty moves down, she's right here, she's talking to me, so no one else can see what I see, but I see this face, and I'm looking at her and I'm doing the best I can to be professional.
Yeah, and what you said to her was, so most of your career now, you've been a model, but now you have a smaller part in a TV movie. Was it challenging learning lines? Mm-hmm. And I go like this.
He did that. So he does that.
And you started to laugh.
Hold on. So she's really going to answer that question. It's 1:20 in the morning. This is my job.
Yeah.
And then suddenly I see this head peer out and go, and I start to laugh, and I bite down on both sides of my face just to get through it.
It was hysterical. And then at a commercial break, Conan gets up.
Band's playing.
He just walks over to me and says, "I'm just trying to make a living, asshole." It was so funny.
You did something, and I swear to God, you sent this to me the other day, and what happens is if you do, we've done thousands of hours of this show, and you forget things, and you sent me a video clip, and I looked at it, and I had no memory of it whatsoever, it just blew my mind. It's a time you came on the show, and you showed a clip where you were made up to look like me with the great Andrea Martin.
It was a sketch from Primetime Glick, and I was playing you.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the sketch.
You sent it to me,
Yeah.
and imagine you have no idea. You're just living your life. Your phone dings. I push a video. This is what I see.
God, I hate you.
Ow! I hate you more!
Give me a kiss and we'll do
All right, so now I'm like this big, goofy, hairy guy.
I had no memory of that. And then
Yeah.
I texted you back and said, this is scaring me. I may have it, because you'd think I'd remember that forever. I have no memory of this. And then immediately you got another text
Well, I sent it to Andrea, too.
You sent it to Andrea Martin, and she wrote back and
She said, I don't have one memory of this. Is this from SCTV? I said, when we were in SCTV, Conan was in the 9th grade. No.
Yeah. It was an all-girls school.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this. You have an upcoming, because I'm excited about it. You've been talking about it for a while, and you talk about yourself a lot.
Yeah.
It's an upcoming Hulu series with the great Steve Martin. And
Yes.
it's...
And the great Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez is on the
Yes.
show.
Yeah.
And I know that you work a lot with Steve Martin. How's this project going?
It's called Only Murders in the Building.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a cross between The Odd Couple and Dateline.
Yeah.
No, it's
We've
a
been
murder-
waiting for that one.
It's a murder mystery. It drops, as the kids say, August 31, and very much like Steve Martin at the urinal, it streams for 36 hours.
All right. Very...
Selena was so fat, she was very embarrassed. The first day of shooting, she made a horrible faux pas. She went up to Steve and said, "I'm such a big fan, Judi Dench." And so, But then they bonded, because when Steve gets talking about banjo playing techniques, we're all just riveted. So,
You're going, you do this incredible road show. Obviously, everything had to shut down for the pandemic, but you do this amazing show.
Which you have guested on.
Which I guested on, a highlight for you guys. And it was, I have to just insert these things for the transcript later. And anyway, you and Steve Martin work together, and just the way you go after Steve, you go after each other with insults, but it's absolutely delightful. It's one of the funniest shows I've ever seen.
Thank you. It's great. Steve is endlessly creative. He's always writing. He never gets any writer's block as much as we pray for it. He doesn't. And, and he's one of the most sensitive, people, in the world that you would meet. I mean, you can't, what's amazing about Steve, and this is true, and he'd be embarrassed if I said this, but every time we go to a restaurant, he knows the first name of the waitress. Doesn't matter what restaurant we are. And what's amazing is that A, he knows their name, and B, that they're all named Dollface. So I think, Steve is one of the funniest guys. Before I met Steve, I just bring this up because this is how brilliantly funny and original he's been his whole life. I remember it was like 1980. I'd never met him. And I'm watching television, the Grammys. And he presents the best comedy album of the year. And he comes out in full tuxedo, tails, and no pants. Boxer underwear, garters, socks, and he doesn't mention it. And he just starts, and the nominations are. And he starts reading it, and finally, a little man with a pair of pants comes running out on a hanger, and Steve looks at him and says, "Well, it's about time." Genius. The man's a genius.
He's a genius. I want to congratulate you on a human note. You are a grandfather, and this is very exciting news. I mean,
Yes,
how
my
do you
son
like...
Oliver's out there.
Oliver's here.
Where are you, Ollie? There you are.
He does not want to be
Oliver-
seen.
well,
Oliver wanted to sit as far away from you
I
as
know.
possible.
No, I have a 17-month-old grandson, Theodore. And Ollie and his beautiful wife, Alyssa, are expecting this July their second son.
That's exciting.
And my son, Henry, is expecting his first son in September. I'll have 3 boys under 2. And it's great to hear the little pitter-patter of little feet. It's like when David Spade comes over.
We both did our time at Saturday Night Live. You, of course, with much more distinction and fame than I did.
No, that's true. Listen, I realized that I was a cast member. You wrote for it,
Yep.
and you watched it, and
I mean, I used to.
no, but it is amazing that those. I had a 1-year contract, and I kind of regret it. I wish because it made me nervous, so nervous. Every Saturday was like a special, and I felt I only.
I thought, you would put so much work, and not just you, a couple of your cohorts would put so
Billy
much work.
Crystal, it was Christopher Guest. It was
Yes,
Harry
and
Shearer.
you would craft these things, these pieces. You came up with a character that, I remember when this character first appeared, and it was seared into everybody's memory. Anyone who was interested in comedy, you would create these things that were so memorable. Nathan Thurm, one of the great, for my money, one of the great comedy characters of all time. And I remember at the time thinking, how do you come up with a character like that? It was so incredibly original.
Yeah, well, I've told the story before, and I'll tell it again. But it was amazing because I always think the best characters come from life. You pick up your cleaning, and the guy's like, "I couldn't get the thing out, Mr. Shortide." Now, he's not trying to be a character from Saturday Night Live, but he is. He's in dress pants. And so there was a makeup artist that year on SNL, Marion Siebert. And she was the most defensive human being you had ever met in your life. You'd sit in her chair, and she'd always chain smoked. You could do that inside in 84.
Yeah.
And she'd look at me. "Your features don't match. This is tough for me." She's dabbing. "You're very pale." Yeah. So I'd say, "Okay, well, that's fine." So then about a month later, Christopher Guest and Harry Shearer and Billy and I were writing a piece satirizing 60 Minutes. Mm-hmm. And I was going to play the defensive lawyer, the lawyer who always represents the bad guy in those. Mm-hmm. And we even had a name for him, Nathan Thurm. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to play it. And Billy Crystal said, "Why don't you do it as Marion Siebert?" He said, "You do her behind her back all the time anyway." And I said, no, I'll be caught. He said, "Oh, she won't know. They never know," he said. So I'd go down to the set. I got the same brand of cigarettes that she smoked. But I put a wire down the middle of mine so as burned down, the ash would never fall off.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Sometimes. And I'd go down to the set, but I forget that Marion will be there because she's the head of makeup. So we start the take. I'm Nathan Thurm. She's over there. We both have our cigarettes. Harry's playing Mike Wallace. He's Mr. Thurm, do you feel that was an appropriate behavior for a lawyer? And I say, I know that. You don't think I know that? I'm a lawyer. I would know that. And the director goes, cut. He's sweating. And Marion says, I know that. You don't think I know that? I'm a makeup artist. I can see that. It was insane. And then every time I did Nathan Thurm, I was terrified I would get caught. And I never got caught until the last show. Her assistant there was a big party afterwards. Her assistant got drunk and went into her office and said, Marion, do you know that you're Nathan Thurm? Oh. Everybody else does! And she was devastated. She was so upset. She confronted me at the party, and she said, I thought you were my friend. I said, Marion, I am your friend. But you know impersonation is the highest form of compliment. She said, I know that. You don't think I know that? True story. This is all true, as Jack Parr was saying.
It's all true. Threw a little Nixon in there for no reason.
Yeah. And by the way, courting the kids with that one.
You know, kids love my stuff. Thank you, two people.
They're going right to their phones. Nixon, what did he do?
Don't clap along. I think you're talking about Cynthia Nixon. Marty, who now also does this, which is confusing. Marty, I'm told, I don't know, my staff keeps these things secret from me, but I'm told that you have something special that you wanted to do since this is your last appearance on a nightly show that I'm doing. It's an emotional thing for me, and I'm
Well,
I'm
I got
told...
cordoned in 2 weeks, but I know what you mean. No, go ahead.
This is a moment for me.
No,
this is a moment for me, and I'm told...
honestly, all kidding aside, because I love to razz you, I know that's your expression, but you are one of the great, brilliant men of our era, and I would say you have influenced more people in comedy that are superstars today than any human being. You are adored and worshipped, and I hope you understand that.
I don't, but that's very nice.
True. I know you don't agree, but I swear it's true.
Yes.
And in all sincerity, may I say that you are a true original, and I think an original deserves an original. So I penned a song just for you, and I'd love to sing it. That is, if you'd like me to. Thank you so much. This is tough for me. There's only you. No one else can ever do just what you do. If we could only have an hour more or two. You're the best at what you do. Who else can we turn to? It breaks my heart to have to say adieu.
Marty,
Yes?
can you stop? Just stop the song for a minute.
What's wrong? You don't like the song that I wrote for you?
It's a great song, Marty. I love the song. It's just that, well, we happen to have this. Can you play a clip from David Letterman's last show a couple of years ago? Can you just...
You're the best at what you do. Who else can we turn to? It breaks my heart to say adieu. There's only you.
Thank you very much. Look at those guys back there.
Well, do hear.
It's the exact same song.
I know. I hear certain similarities, but Letterman is a titan of late night. You should be honored. This song is for only the very best.
The very best, okay? Because you also sang that song on the last episode of the Magic Johnson talk show back in the late 90s. Roll the clip.
You're a legend through and through. All the rest can just go screw. There's only you. Well, he really had an incredible 11 weeks. I mean,
It wasn't just late night hosts. It's ridiculous. You also sang this song during the final episode of The Jerry Springer Show.
there's only one name in the biz, and now you're gone, and I am miserably blue.
You sang a couple of months ago that song when McDonald's announced they were discontinuing the Shamrock Shake.
There only is. There's only you. It wasn't easy saying goodbye to that one, I'll tell you.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I love the song, but you've sung it to many people and a milkshake, okay?
Well, regardless, you deserve this. And of all the times I've sung this song, this time, I'm on pitch. Because there's only was, there only is, there's only one name in this biz, and now you're gone, and I am miserably blue. There only was, there only is, there's only you. Thank you, Conan. Oh, that's right, you're still with us.
I'm alive.
Yes.
I'm alive, yeah.
There's only you.
That was crazy.